Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, we did have a bit of a storm this morning. It wasn't quite as intense as they were predicting. Yesterday evening and stuff, there was some warnings about how bad it could be, some high winds, some hail, and there were some areas that did get some fairly intense storms. But here, we got some lightning, and that was about it. But and not as much rain as we really need. I mean, we need a lot more rain than what we got, but still, it knocked the dust off the ground. It did give, gardens a decent, a little bit of rain. But the big thing is it's not too bad outside. I mean, it's been in like the mid 90s and high humidity, and so it's pretty nice. Mid upper 80s, and the humidity's back down to kind of a normal level. And we're hoping to keep this at least for another couple of days, because by next week, we're going to be in like the upper 90s, which for here, even in June, 1st of July, that's still pretty hot. So we're looking at probably a pretty hot summer at this point. And I think a lot of you are probably going to be dealing with that also. So it's something we got to prepare for, right? I mean, we gotta get rid of all them cows because of their farts and everyone driving pickup trucks. And everyone needs to just go green and go move into your 15-minute city and give up everything you own and just be happy about it. Okay? Quit being such stingy humans. Anyways, news, just a few updates. There actually is some big things that happened today so far, and the day's not over, so who knows what else is going to happen. One of the big things in the whole war front is that today North Korea has said that they will be sending troops to help Russia in Ukraine by the end of the month, or within a month, within the next 30 days. This is actually really big news, and we will see how the world responds to this. I think a lot of this is in response to the fact that the United States and NATO is becoming more and more directly involved against Russia when it comes to Ukraine. And we've all known this. This is not some big shock, right? It's what we've all known, we've all seen, but now it's becoming a little bit more obvious, right? That even the average person, even the mainstream media is picking up on it, that the United States is pretty directly involved in the war against Russia. So that's a big deal. In the Middle East is heating up even more and more. Israel's moving troops on their border. They're doing missile strikes into southern Lebanon. And a few countries more are now telling their people to get out of Lebanon. Lebanon, sorry. Here in Missouri, we have a city spelled the same. We call it Lebanon. And so it comes out naturally that it's Lebanon. I know it's Lebanon. The hillbillies do know how to pronounce things sometimes. But so I think it's the Netherlands and Germany, and there's already been a few other countries that are telling people, Canada and some in the Middle East, to get people out of Lebanon, because it looks like things are going to heat up there soon. How soon? Days, maybe a few weeks, as we've seen with what's gone on with Israel and Gaza and Israel and Iran. Israel does seem to take their time more so than what a lot of people would expect to kind of get things going. So it may take them a while to get to that point, but it does look like it's heading to that point. Bolivia, just thought I'd throw this out there because I think it's just more chaos, and I think it's more orchestrated chaos. Remember, all that we're watching happen, it's really an orchestrated chaos. It's a complete breakdown of society, not just American society, but just global. Everybody, right? It's all of them. They want to establish a new order, and so they've got to create chaos, this asymmetrical warfare happening everywhere. Russia's had multiple train derailments and fires and suspicious building collapses and stuff. But Bolivia, they have a coup going on right now. There's military troops and all kinds of stuff going on. So that seems to be a pretty big deal. But those are just some of the highlights that's happened this morning. But the big thing that I want to talk about is a Supreme Court decision. Now I don't have all the details. I'm still reading the whole details of the court case. So I don't have that for you. Maybe I'll have that in a later video. But the Supreme Court basically has ruled today that the U.S. government, and I'm very much paraphrasing this, but the U.S. government does have the right to pressure social media companies to ban people and to take, content off their platform. So this has been something that's been going on for a while, especially since Biden got into office. And all of us knew that this was happening. And then, a few months back, it became pretty public, especially with Elon Musk and Twitter. Remember the Twitter files? That, in fact, it was true. It is true that the U.S. government stays in constant contact with, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these other platforms and says, okay, hey, this guy here, delete him, ban him, get this off of there, hide this content, don't allow this. And a lot of us, well, pretty much everyone is saying, hey, this is free speech. This is a First Amendment free speech. And the Supreme Court has ruled that no, it's not a free speech issue, that government can compel or encourage or at least request these private, they're not private, but you know what I mean, these private social media companies to censor your speech. So it's going to get worse. Now that that's happened, it's the highest law in the land, highest court in the land has ruled that they can do that. So what you have seen happen over the last 3 or 4 years of censorship online, it's going to get worse. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, a good thing we have Twitter or X and Elon Musk. And for the most part, yes, things have gotten better than they once were, but it's still going on. And I still don't trust them. And YouTube is getting worse. I mean, they removed a video the other day. I didn't get a strike against my account, but I got a warning. And they removed a video from 4 years ago. 4 years ago. I'm thinking, really? You're going back 4 years and removing a video? It was for false information because I was talking about transhumanism. And you could probably figure out, artificial intelligence, transhumanism, and all the push towards that. So it's going to get worse. In fact, leading up, I would suspect after this court case, from this point to the election, it's going to get really bad. And not that I'm trying to sell you something, but this is why I encourage people, if you like watching my channel and stuff, you need to go sign up to Locals. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll try to make sure I post one in the comment section also. You don't have to pay to be over there. It is a completely free speech platform. I've even spoken with the owner of the company, the CEO, and several of the executive people. They are great over there when it comes to supporting free speech. You don't have, it's similar to, say, like Patreon or even YouTube. And then so you can sign up for free, be part of it for free, but some of the content I post over there is behind a paywall, and it's $3 a month. Or $30 for 12 months. And when YouTube finally kicks me off of this platform, and I suspect it's going to happen eventually, that's where you're going to find me. You're going to find me exclusively on that, because it won't be that I'm exclusively on Patreon, because Patreon has the same level of censorship as YouTube and Facebook. They're one of the big woke companies too. So it will be there. But folks, this is a big deal. We're watching, and I've said this so many times, folks. We're watching the game being set up. We're watching the chessboard. It's like, it's of course it's never fair. It's not like the chessboard is being set up the way it's supposed to for a game. It's being set up to their advantage. So the different chess pieces are being put in place, not in their normal lineup. They're being put in specific places so that when the game officially really gets kicked off, it's set up in their favor and puts us at a disadvantage. And that's what we're seeing on a daily basis. We have to wake up to this. I know most of you are saying right now, I am awake to this. What are you talking about? I'm aware of this. I know. But we really have to kind of really truly open our eyes to what's going on, and open our eyes to the fact that, and I believe this, I could be wrong, but I strongly believe this, that that we are past the point of no return. We are past the point of fixing the problem. I don't care if it's Donald Trump. I don't care if you could get someone like Ron Paul in the White House. There's no one person or organization or whatever that can go in and fix all this. You'd have to fire every federal employee there is. I mean, completely wipe the slate clean and start all over. A literal reset. A reset being done by the good guys, but still a literal reset. There's no fixing this. We're so much in debt. There's so many problems. There's just so much going on that's falling apart. Regardless of whether it's the good guy, the bad guy, or anyone in between that is running things, they're basically just kind of giving them, blood transfusions and sticking Band-Aids as a form of life support to just keep the country going a little bit longer. And so that's why you and I have to continue to prepare. We have to wake up to this. We have to see this for what it is. This is not a fixable situation. I'm speaking of the thing as a whole. I'm not talking about one particular incident, one little problem. That's one symptom to the bigger problem. There may be little symptoms that can be fixed, but the bigger overall problem is not fixable. It's going to fall apart. It's going to hit rock bottom. It's going to collapse. Things are going to be really bad. Money's going to be worthless. Supply chain's going to be disrupted. Riots, race riots, civil, unrest, different things like that's going to be happening. World War III, very possible. I mean, it's getting to that stronger possibility of some level of nuclear war. All of these things, I mean, they're spoken of in Revelation, and history is nothing but just repeating itself. That's all history does. There's nothing new under the sun. And what is happening right now is the same things, different circumstances, but the same types of things that's happened over millennia to empires that rise up and rule the known world and then fall. And we are in the midst of that fall. And we have to get ready for that. You need to be stocking up, prepping on the things that you need to be doing, putting stuff back, getting yourself physically ready, physically fit, getting yourself mentally ready, mentally fit, wrapping your head around, understanding and accepting what's going on, and start planning for a survival plan. And then you need to be getting your heart, your soul right. Repentance. Get ourselves purified and ready for the fight and the battle that's ahead of us. Because it's coming, folks, whether you like it or not. I think those days are here. We need to be getting our houses in order and preparing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.